What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the break room. This is your girl Foul, aka the Fame Facilitator, aka Foul's Real Talk. And I gotta tell y'all today, I was watching the trial and getting all the notes and everything up. This is some juicy, juicy stuff, guys. Day 2 of the Diddy trial. Cassie Ventura takes the stand. Let's go. So they said tensions were super, super high today in the courtroom. They said that Cassie looked very, very nice, very, very motherly. She's fully pregnant. She came in, she had on a long brown dress, very fitting, but looked very, very, appropriate and looked very nice. They said she walked in, she did not look at Sean Combs at all. They did say that Sean Combs did look at Cassie, but they both were emotionless, and obviously they didn't say anything to each other. In addition to that, they also said that when her husband was in the courtroom, sitting in the back, that Diddy's team requested that Alex Fine, which is Cassie's husband, be removed from the courtroom during Cassie's testimony, which they were denied by the judge for that. But I feel like they did that just to make it look like maybe Diddy was trying to extend some kind of courtesy because they knew that it was got to get spicy and nasty with this testimony today. But neither here nor there. I don't really know that part. Next. So today, the prosecution had their opportunity to ask Cassie about her relationship with Sean Combs, how she was treated, any emotional and psychological abuse she endured, about the 2016 hotel video. They asked about that, and they also asked about some of Sean Combs' employees and how she interacted with them. Okay, so let's get into it. So one of the first things they asked Cassie was, how did she meet Sean? How did they wind up becoming an item or starting to date? So what Cassie said is, and I would like to read from my notes verbatim, she said that they started dating around, they dated for about 10 years, and they started dating around when, in the public eye, Diddy was actually still dating Kim, but he was dating her behind the scenes. She was known to the public as his artist, okay, and Kim was actually known to the public as his woman. But that she's saying that wasn't the case at the time. So she says she started talking to Combs around 19, in the 1920s. She said for about a year and a half, 2 years, everything was great. And, she thought everything was wonderful. She said that she thought they were monogamous, and she eventually found out that they weren't when Diddy would start to ask her to do things sexually. She said that he would explain to her that he would want her to do voyeurism, which means having other people just watch him and her have sex. She said all this started around the age of 22. Okay. She said the reason why she would even want to do these things with Diddy and have this voyeurism in these parties and these freak offs with Diddy is because she loved him, and she wanted to be with him. She said she was super jealous when she was young. She was super naive. She didn't know any better. She didn't know anything about relationships, and Diddy was her first, obviously, serious relationship. So she said she just did these things to make him happy. Okay. So then prosecutor asked her about the freak offs. And so she said, they eventually got into the whole freak off situation because he would start asking her to look for escorts, hire escorts. And she said at first, it was light, she would do it, a couple times a week or whatnot. She said then it just eventually became like a job for her. She said that was like the only thing she was doing, was looking for escorts for these freak offs that they would have multiple times a week. And she said she felt like if she didn't want to do it anymore, that Diddy would get mad at her, or he's even like offered to blackmail her, or even said that he would blackmail her off of the videos that he had taken of her from them previously having sex in front of other people, kind of tricking her into voyeurism. Him telling her it was voyeurism, that kind of looks like it tricked her pretty much, right? Because she was naive. So yeah, next. So then the prosecution asked her, what was Diddy's lifestyle like? And she told him that, Diddy had a lot of assistants. Diddy traveled a lot. He had a lot of mood changes, daily mood changes, but he did get a lot of things done. And that's what she told the prosecution. Then the prosecution, she also proceeded to tell the prosecution that she suffered a lot of emotional abuse, where he was always angry. He was very dismissive. He was zoning out on her, and she experienced a lot of psychological abuse, especially during the freak offs and after the freak offs. He would tell her to wash her face, wash her mouth, and fix her face. I'm sorry. Actually, it's wash her mouth, after the freak offs and change her face. So basically, change your face, like you know, change that that look on your face, like what are you ungrateful for, right? I don't know, but yeah, change your face and wash your mouth. That's what she told the prosecution. Next. So then the prosecution went into Diddy's staff and who helped him through his daily lifestyle and working with all his multiple companies. But they wanted to show the contrast of what Diddy's employees would do for him, how they helped him commit crimes, and how they helped him cover them up. So they asked Ventura. I'm sorry here. They asked Ventura. Uh, like how did he keep tabs on her, and she proceeded to tell him that well, first of all, they didn't live far apart, they lived very close. And she said that he would send his assistant David Jeans or Christina Coram, which we've seen in multiple TMZ documentaries and some stuff on different news outlets, but those are his two go-to assistants that would help him. But Cassie said that he would just send them to come get her whenever he needed her to stay in line or do something that he wanted her to do. Next. So after Cassie went into her and Diddy's lifestyle and how it was not exclusive after a while, and that's how she felt, and the relationship between him and his business partners and her, and all his different businesses, the prosecution went into the 2016 hotel video of Diddy abusing Cassie and kicking her in her face, allegedly. And they asked her. They asked her. Well, a lot of people I know were wondering what footage was used in the court case. And the footage that was used in the court case today was a mix of CNN's footage that we all seen, all over the world, and the footage from Gene Flores, which was the security guard working at the hotel. And in his testimony yesterday, he explained that he got his footage from taking his cell phone and recording it off of the security video from the hotel, and that he was doing that so that he could show it to his wife. So the prosecution, so the footage used today would have been a mixture of those two videos, the CNN video and the old security guard's cell phone footage. Okay. In that hotel video, Cassie was actually in court watching the video with the jury, going play by play what happened. And she said that she was trying to escape because she didn't want to be in the freak off. Diddy had not called the end of it, but she was trying to get out of there. She told him she wanted to leave before we all seen what we seen her running in the hallway. She said that he punched her in the eye and she had a black eye, and that's why she immediately grabbed the stuff and ran out. And then we saw how he went out there and grabbed her and brought her back. But she was trying to leave a freak off, guys, and Diddy wouldn't let her leave a freak off. So she talked about that and talked about it in detail, and just made it clear to everyone exactly what was going on. And she said that he would usually kick her and stomp her in her face to make her comply and listen to him, on top of any blackmail that he already had on her in regards to all the sexual videos they had made. Okay. Lastly, the prosecution asked Cassie a little bit more about her and Diddy's relationship. They asked her why she moved to did she move to Los Angeles with Diddy willingly? She said yes, she did move to Los Angeles with Diddy, and she moved with him because Diddy told her that he wanted to be closer to his kids. So they did move in together in Los Angeles. They also asked her if they both were still seeing other people, and she said there was an open relationship. She was seeing other men towards the end of it, and he was seeing other women as well. And the prosecution did ask if Diddy was seeing other women, and asked Cassie that question, and she did answer yes, he was seeing other women, and yes, she was seeing other men. Okay. Stay tuned for the update, guys. Please subscribe, comment. Please like the video. I love talking about stuff like this, and I just am a big fan of the whole '90s hip hop era, and it's crazy to be able to sit here and talk about these people. So yeah, your girl Fall's Real Talk, fan facilitator at Break Room with Fallon, and yeah, guys, I'll see you tomorrow on the next update. Peace.